Greetings, book fans! Zack Attack here, and today we're going to be reacting to our good friend Psychic Jaylen's Week 2 battle against my Week 1 opponent, which was Weredude. And it's interesting how we have the same schedule, for the most part. So she lost her Week 1 battle to Zach Mander. It wasn't even close. It was a 5-0. There were so many hacks involved. And she's hoping to rebound against Weredude, coach at the Blazing Blazikins. Spoiler alert, she lost, but not by. It was only a 1-0, and she wanted me to tell her what she did wrong. So we're gonna go through this blindly, and we're going to react to this video and see what she could have done better. Maybe there was something wrong with the prep. Which there shouldn't be. I'm the one that made it for the most part. I mean, I gave her ideas, but most of it. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. Let's just go on ahead and jump into it and see what happens because I'm actually kind of excited. Screamtail lead. Oh, it's probably the Stealth Rock Screamtail that he brought against me. That's probably what it is. And she doesn't have Magic Bounce Espeon. We took that off because of Excadrill issues. But clearly Excadrill is not the rocker here. I do like the self-rock. I do like the knockoff play, turn 1 though, getting rid of the leftovers on Screamtail so he can't heal. That was a really good play. But now your choice locked into it because your choice scarf to outspeed choice Meowscarada. Okay, going into Metagross here, that makes sense. I like that. I like that for sure. Okay, here's Crunch. Okay, so here's the first thing that I see here. Hold on. Okay, so here's the first thing that I see here. So, we didn't see it in the... I think we saw it in the team preview. If y'all pay attention to what Weredude has on his team, there is a whole Skarmory in the back. Skarmory is a very free switch in here. The only reason I would even remotely stay in here with Metagross is if I wanted to set up my Stealth Rocks. But there's no rocks on this set. We brought Earthquake for Skeledirge. We were expecting Skeledirge, and there's no Skeledirge on the other side. Probably because they knew that Skeledirge would be over-prepped for, which is pretty smart on their side. Hoopa was the main counter to Dirge, though, with Skill Swap the Unaware. Like how I had Skill Swap with Brabombi. But... yeah, I feel like Skarmory is a very obvious switch in here. So if anything, maybe Delphox would be a good switch in here to have like flamethrower pressure. But let's see. Heavy Slam, Baton Pass. There's Baton Pass. So it's a Wish set. When you see Baton Pass, you know that it's a standard Wish Screamtail set. And there's Skarmory. So, probably sturdy. What item are you? Rocky Helmet. Okay. That's also very standard. What's the play here? Hoopa. Okay, so I don't really like that very much. Here's the thing with Hoopa. I mean, I understand bringing in Hoopa because it's kind of a dead weight without, Skeledirge being there. But you could always skill swap Mold Breaker on Excadrill to set up hazards that way. Because Excadrill is likely not to switch in on Hazard Stack because it's likely to run Rapid Spin and get rid of those hazards anyway. So I feel like maybe not bringing Espeon was a terrible idea. But even still, no one could have predicted no Skeledirge. So, maybe a Hazard on D speed would have worked fine. I don't know. It's just stuff that you think about. You don't really think about when you're building initially. It's very hard. Draft League is very hard. I don't care what anyone says, but Draft League is a very difficult sport. And I honestly respect anyone that can pull it off. I respect anyone that can do it. I've always wanted to do this, and now I'm seeing how difficult it actually is. Because you don't think about these things when you're playing the game. When you're playing the game, you're focused on what's in front of you, not what your opponent could be predicting. Usually, especially for a beginning coach like myself when I was first starting out. Honestly, the Skarmory is probably going to spike here. So I feel like maybe going in the Delphox or Gardevoir would have been a better play. Because Skarmory is likely not running a Steel move in this matchup. It's Roost, Spikes, Iron Defense, maybe? Well, maybe not in this matchup, but it's usually Iron Defense Body Press. In this matchup, likely not. Because what's it going to hit with Body Press when all of the Mons are Psychic type? But you catch my drift. Yep, there's the spike. There's the spike. So what's Hoopa gonna do? What's the plan? Excadrill. Roll Breaker. Shadow Ball. How much is that gonna do? About 25, because about 30%. And is this thing a Soul Vest? It shouldn't be a Soul Vest. Okay, throw it to Shadow Vest, but I'm super effective. Yeah, down goes Hoopa. Okay. I don't really understand that play. Excadrill was faster, but then again, you don't really have any switching to a Throat Chop, so I guess it makes sense. But it's not Scarfed. I can tell that's not Scarf damage. So maybe you could have outstepped with Gardevoir? I don't know. Very situational. Superpower. Yeah, that's not a very good play. Yeah. Because now she gets to bring in the screen, or he gets to bring in the screen tail for free on the very obvious superpower. I feel like doubling into Metagross would have been good there. Because Metagross is going to be able to wall Screamtail. And Screamtail could have very easily just did a double into Skarmory, and then you could have doubled out into Delphox. Or Gardevoir, and prevented Spikes from going up even further than they already are. Because you're going to get heavily chipped down by Spikes. So yeah, at this point, you're just allowing Spikes into your life, and that's not a good thing. Although I do still see the vision with Physical Deoxys. Yeah. So Weredude's the play here. That makes sense. Make sure Crunch doesn't do as much damage. There's the Wish. This is a very obvious Baton Pass coming out. Now who's coming in? Skarmory. Okay. Shadow Ball. and wish to throw back up the full, which is annoying. Spike, so it is faster. You could Trick Room here. You could Trick Room, and that way you're faster. And that way, if Skarmory does ever switch out, you can basically force Skarmory to stay in, and Skarmory cannot touch Weredude, which is very cool. Yeah, so if you would have Trick Roomed there, instead of going for the Shadow Ball, you could have outsped the Excadrill and went for the Earth Power and potentially killed it. I don't know what, without taking any incoming damage, because that could very well be Assault Vest. I don't know. Weirdude's special attack is not very good, but Earth Power definitely kills, because Excadrill, if it's not AV, it shouldn't be AV. I don't think it's AV. It could be AV, I don't know. But yeah, if you would have Trick Room there, there's a very real chance you could have killed without taking that damage. Very real chance of that happening. Because Weirdude's base physical defense is very good. Earth Power? Yeah. For sure. You're dead. Now here comes the terrifying monster, the Meowscarada, that I O-code turn 1, because I'm just built different. There's the U-turn, that should kill Weirdude. Yep. Nothing you could really do there. The best thing you could have done is gone out in the Metagross. And still held on, but that would have just been a very free switch into Phalanx or potentially Skarmory. So yeah, let's bring out D-Speed again. I think a lot from Haddons this time around. Yeah, the Spike's damage is just so much because of how many layers it is. Just so much. Now, Clinging Superpower here, I will give her credit, does make sense. Because Phalanx could tear into Dark or Steel and it would do big damage. I don't know if it would OHKO, but it would do some good damage. So I can't fault the Superpower play this time. I can't fault it this time. But then, yeah. You can't switch moves when you're choiced in. But even still, I feel like you would just switch here anyways. Probably back in the Metagross. Although it's probably gonna Wish here, right? It's not gonna Crunch here, is it? Maybe it will. No, it'll Crunch. It'll Crunch because D-Speed was in. Super Fairy procs. Yeah, for sure. Bullet Punch on the Baton Pass. The chip. Now, I'm assuming Skarmory is coming in. But what's this thing gonna do against a potential, yeah, because that's the final layer of spikes. I feel like you could have very much went into Gardevoir and started clicking buttons. Because what's the switch in to a flamethrower or a D-Gleam on the other side? I feel like you should have switched into switched into Gardevoir there. There's the roost. I mean, that's doing 25%, but you're gonna die to Rocky Helmet now. So there's payback. Okay, so Skarmory did have psychic coverage. Interesting. Well, it's the dark coverage against psychic types. Is what I meant to say. Now here comes Delphox. But look at all of that hazard damage you just took. Look at all that hazard damage you just took. Maybe you should have been heavy-duty boots on Delphox. Because you're not going to outspeed Scarf Meowscarada. Like, we both knew going into this that the Meowscarada was going to be Scarf. You probably should have had you run boots on it. Okay, there's the burr on the screen tail. That helps, I guess, to a degree. I guess, like, just in case, you could have, like, Terra'd here, and then, like, you know, just in case, because it would have been faster without the Scarf, and then you could have Terra'd it, and then the Crunch would have done nothing, and all of that. And then, or maybe, maybe you could have, like, put it with Shadow Ball, because Shadow Ball wouldn't have been super effective there. So maybe it wouldn't have mattered, I don't know. But now you have to switch out. For sure. Gardevoir, that makes sense. I like that. Now what's coming out here? Shadow Ball, that's going to be a lot. And you are Assault Vest, you should take at least one. I think it's going to predict you to be Scarf, right? Yeah, it does switch. If the Latios would have stayed in, the Latios would have gotten the kill. But yeah, no, this makes sense. For sure. Yeah. So the Terrifying Demon goes down, that is Skarmory. And there's Meowscarada. And there's 3 Pokemon left versus your 3. Make that 2. Probably just bringing V-Speed here. Now, even though it's Dark type, Superpower is very obvious here. So I feel like you should click Ice Punch, right? For the Latios. Right? This is probably like the one situation where being Scarf actually hurts, because then you need to switch moves here. But yeah, you force it out. Now who's coming in? Latios! Alright, there we go. Ice Punch. There we go! Get the thing out of here. Phalanx. You can't switch moves, and you shouldn't even bother with switching out. There's really no point. Because if you switch out and you don't OHKO the Phalanx, you lose. There's always a chance for the freeze. It's Terra Steel. Okay, never mind. Yeah. If it was Terra Dark, maybe it'd be in a better situation. But yeah, Terra Steel just completely walls you. There's nothing you can do. That was actually smart. And there's no retreat. I honestly thought the first impression was pretty free here in the V-Speed. But I guess not. It's all gonna come down to this. Time for the flamethrower. You have to flamethrower here. Like, you have to. Now, all you have to do is hope that the Meowscarada is not scarfed and that you've been controlled this entire time. Which I don't think is likely. It's scarfed. I think even if you didn't make all of those plays I told you, if you were heavy-duty boots on Delphox, you would have won that battle. I think if you just had that one item change, you would have won that battle. I am being dead serious. If you were just one item different, you would have won that battle. One item different. Heavy-duty boots on Delphox. Because hazards are just so free into your team. And also, next time you fight a hazard center team, just bring Espeon anyway, just in case. Because with the threat of Espeon on the back of Magic Bounce and you making those predicts, hazards won't be very free, and then you can focus on running less boots. But I do feel like that you should still run maybe a boot or two, depending on who you're fighting. And what Pokemon you bring. But yeah, that was Jaylen's battle. And that was my in-depth analysis on her battling. Personally, I think I just need to get better at helping her prep for her team, because her team is a psychic team, which makes sense knowing her, but like, it's not the best strategy in draft. So we'll see what happens. The mind games are real in Pokemon. The mind games are very, very real. But yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and say she can win at least one battle this season with the way that she's been playing recently. Is it going to be against me? No. Could it be against her week 3 opponent, which is also Rose? Maybe. If anything, I feel like her most likely win is going to be against her week 4 opponent. I'm not going to say any names. But, yeah, we'll see. I'm excited to see what the future holds for our friend here. And that's all I have for now. So next time, Book fans. Gotta catch them all!